Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Pie. Today's video is on the brand new NYX brush collection. I was fortunate enough to receive this. This was part of the swag bag from BeautyCon, but the brushes are now released. So I wanted to show the brushes to you so you can see how fluffy they are or soft, or kind of my input on how they work before purchasing, because there aren't any reviews on it yet because it is brand new. So I wanted to share that with you. Also, really quickly want to point out that I am in the same outfit and makeup that I was in my previous video because I have a little bit of time today to film a few of them. So if you see this in a few videos, I'm sorry, I don't want to like fake it and run and change my clothes or change my lipstick. I'm just gonna be real. I filmed one video, I'm sitting down, I'm filming another. I'll edit them and put them up as soon as they're edited. So no, glitz and glamour here. It's just real life. So anyway, let's get started with the brushes. First thing is the case. They gave us this at BeautyCon. This retails for $15, which is really great. I love this. I've been wanting one of these for a very long time because it does snap shut and it keeps your brushes safe and clean, and then when you unsnap it, you can use that as two separate brush holders. So I love that. And I have my phone right here so I can show each brush and what they retail for. Okay, the first brush is the Pro Powder Brush, and this retails for $17. This brush is incredibly soft. This is much softer than a lot of my brushes. Let's see, this one for example, this is a $30 brush, and this is from Vazanti. It came in a BoxyCharm box, but this is, and it's a blush brush and this is powder brush, but they should still, feel relatively similar. And this one is 32, I believe, and this one is 17, so it's about half the price. And the NYX brush is a lot softer. I mean, this one's pretty soft, but the NYX one just feels a little bit more like a higher quality, I guess. It feels really good. So this one I know is going to be a great brush. And it's labeled 02. You probably won't be able to see it, but it's labeled 02, but it is the powder brush. Next is the Pro Dual Fiber Foundation Brush. And this is shaped very similar to a foundation buffing brush, except it is dual fiber. This I have not used yet, so I can't tell you if it leaves brush strokes or anything, but I do love duo fiber brushes because they make things look a little bit more airbrushed and seamless. So I have high hopes for it. And it does feel dense enough for foundation, but still gives you that wiggle room. So I do think this is going to be very similar to the MAC brush that is like this. I don't know that number because I don't have that one. As far as MAC brushes go, I have one face brush from MAC, the rest are eyeshadow brushes, but I will use this in a get ready with me soon and we will test it out together. Okay, the next face brush is the Pro Contour Brush, and this one retails for $14. And this one is kind of similar. I have the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Brush. So you can see the Kevyn Aucoin is a little bit smaller than the NYX brush, but overall they feel very similar. I think you could get away with this one. You don't need the Kevyn Aucoin because I believe this was in the $30 range too. And this one being $14, again, half the price of the Kevyn Aucoin. And I think it will do just as good of a job. It is dense enough to apply the powder, but it has enough give to buff it out. So I think this is going to be a great brush. Next face brush is actually the last face brush that I received, and this is the Pro Flat Foundation Brush. I never use these, at least, well, not for makeup. Sometimes I will pat some of the powder on under my eyes with brushes like this, but that's it. What I like to use these for is for putting on like face mask or a moisturizer or something like that, where you just paint that on, because I'm not really worried about brush strokes when I'm applying a mask or moisturizer. So that's what I use these for, but I do appreciate having it because I do use these very often for skincare. And I don't know if I mentioned it, this retails for $15. Okay, next brush is the Pro All Over Shadow Brush. And this one retails for $10. And this one is kind of big. I have a brush. I have the Sonia Kashuk brush 203. It's definitely shorter and wider, but it's the same concept. It's just a flat shadow brush to kind of apply all over the lid. I think this brush may be a little too big for my eyes, but it would make a good kind of like nose contour because it just fits in perfectly. So I would use that for that purpose. It also might be good for applying powder to set your concealer. The way it's shaped, it covers a lot of area and it could fit under there. So I could use it for that too. Okay, the next brush is the NYX Pro Dual Brow Brush, and this also retails for $10. So this has the angled brush on one end and it has the spoolie on the other. And this is a very good quality brush. It feels a lot like my Anastasia brush. Here's my Anastasia brush. The heads are a little different. There are some differences. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but the NYX brush is a little bit thicker than the Anastasia brush, but it's not so thick that it wouldn't work. I could see this being a great dupe for this one. It's very good quality. It's very sturdy feeling. The spoolie end is a little bit smaller than the Anastasia one. You can see this one's a little bit more fluffy. That one's a thinner one. But all in all, I would have to say this would be a great dupe for the Anastasia brush. Okay, the next brush is the NYX Pro Lip Brush. And this one retails for $9. This feels just like any other lip brush. I think you could get an e.l.f. one for $3, so I wouldn't necessarily spend the $9 on this one when you could get it for $3 from e.l.f. But it being in the kit, obviously I will use it, and it is a nice brush. Okay, the next brush is the NYX Pro Angled Brush. And this one also retails for $9. And I do have for comparison the MAC 208. So let me line those up. So you can see the MAC brush is got a stronger cut on it. It's more angled than the NYX brush, and it is a lot thinner. But other than that, I would say this is a great buy because this is only $9, and I know MAC brushes are in the upper $20 range. So I think this would be a great alternative. However, with it being as thick as it is, depending on the type of wing, if you're doing like a gel eyeliner look or something like that, this would make a great wing. But if you want it to be super close to the eyelid when you're lining right here, I think this might be a little too thick for that. So if you have a separate brush that's a little thinner, I might use that. But for the outer wing, I think the thickness is perfect for that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, the next brush is the NYX Pro Spot Concealer Brush, and it's just a flat edge. Again, for comparison purposes, it is very similar to the MAC 212. The MAC 212 is a little bit wider and the bristles are a little bit shorter, but overall they are very similar in shape. Again, this is in the upper $20 range and this one is $9, so I would definitely go with the NYX on that. It is slightly thicker, so depending if you wanted to smudge shadow under the lower lash line, I think it would work perfect for that. It is described as a spot concealer. I don't always use brushes for what they're intended for, but you could use this in multiple ways, which I think is nice. Okay, the final brush is the NYX Pro Smudger brush. And I have another brush again for comparison. This is the IT Cosmetics Precision Smudger. So they're essentially called the same thing. I know that the NYX brush, or the IT Cosmetics brush is, I want to say it's in the $20 range as well. It's priced similar to MAC. There are some subtle differences. The IT Cosmetics brush is a little bit smaller, a little bit more precise, and the NYX one has a little bit more of a fatter head. But to be honest, I don't know if I still have it, but this is very similar to the e.l.f. smudger brush. So again, when it comes to like brushes like this, like the smudger brush or the lip liner brush, I would go with e.l.f. because those would be $3 and this is $9. So in cases like that, I would lean you towards e.l.f. more than NYX, but some of the other brushes I think are great. Like again, the powder brush, super soft. I could rub this on my face all day. It feels incredibly smooth, and I am excited to try out the Duo Fibre Foundation Buffer Brush. So that is just a quick rundown of the new brushes that are out, the ones that I have. I think there's 4 or 5 others that I do not have from NYX. But since they are new, I kind of wanted to show you and give you a comparison of more familiar brushes. So I hope this little quick review is helpful for you guys. If you have questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.